This is Christina. You're on a recorded line. How may I help you today?
Hi, Christina. This is a recorded line as well. I need to speak with Sue Morrison, please.
No problem. Let me go ahead and see if Sue's available. One moment.
Thank you.
We understand that life is full of twists and turns. Sometimes they don't take you past an aligned branch during business hours. Financial access when and where you need it is the goal at Aligned. That's why we offer technology to manage your finances 24/7. Use our online banking to pay bills, check balances, and even transfer funds. Even more on the go.
Hi, Rick. Thank you for holding. I have Sue on the line for you.
Hi, thank you.
Hi, this is Sue.
Hi, Sue. My name is Matthew, and I've been trying to get you guys to comply with some of the law that I have here as far as getting a bank account, or actually I had a bank account with you and I wanted my social security number removed, and then I actually had to close down the account because something else happened that was completely unrelated. So I have here a packet, actually two packets that I've received from you guys at different points in time. The first packet here is in reference to the Patriot Act and 31 CFR Part 103. I've been doing the investigation here on my end for the past, I'd say, 6 months, going back and forth with you guys. Basically, the information that I have here says that everything that you've given me is still not enough and does not require a social security number to get a non-interest bearing bank account.
We don't have, first off, we do not have a non-interest bearing account here.
Why not?
That would be the first part. Our primary savings, which you're required to have to be a member, does earn interest. We do not have a non-interest bearing account. So if that's what you're looking for, we don't actually offer that at all. You wouldn't be able to be a member with one.
So I didn't have one of those when I did request my social security number be removed from the account.
You've always had, in order to be a member here, you had to open up what we call a regular savings. Now it's membership savings.
Right.
That is interest bearing.
So I'd like to open another account. However, I don't want my social security number attached to it. And I've yet
Unfortunately, we cannot do that.
I've yet to find a law that requires me to first relinquish that, or two, for you to actually record or obtain or record it.
The customer identification program requires that, which is I don't know how to put this. The USA Patriot Act required us to have a customer identification program, and I provided you that information. The customer identification program requires us to have a social security number, a name and address on anybody that we open accounts for, and a date of birth.
Okay.
We have to have that.
And what law was that in reference to? What law required
that
you
came out
to
of the
obtain
USA
and
Patriot
record?
Act.
Actually, I have the, if you give me 1 second here.
Because I believe the document I sent you explained where the customer identification program came from, what portion of the Patriot Act.
Okay, I have that here, and that portion is section 326A.1.2b, and that states, maintaining records of the information used to verify a person's identity, including name, address, and other identifying information. The section does not specifically require a social security number, ma'am, and I will refer you to the maxim of law that you can find in Black's Law Dictionary, 5th edition, page 521, expressio unius est exclusio alterius, a maximum of statutory interpretation, meaning that the expression of one thing is the exclusion of the other. And that's case law, Burgeon versus Forbes, 293, Kentucky, 456169, SW2D321.
Matt, I am not going to have this legal discussion with you because I'm by no means an attorney. I can tell you what we are required to do, and I can tell you that I did verify that with our Mass Credit Union League. I verified that with our regulators. Customer identification program requires us to have the Social Security number. If your interpretation from that, from a legal standpoint, that's something you need to take up with examiners, regulators, whoever created those laws. I can't tell you who that is.
Okay.
I know that we are required to have it. I cannot open your account without it, period.
Furthermore, the section in the Patriot Act 326 is in reference to foreign nationals, and I am not a foreign national.
No, it's not the foreign national part. It's the U.S. citizen.
Well, it didn't. It doesn't say that in that section, ma'am. It doesn't say that.
As I said, I'm not having I gave you the documentation that I have actually had reviewed with others, and that's the reasons we need to have it. I cannot open an account without it. So the verification of identification, just as it says in there, Section 326.
Yes.
It says to establish minimum standards for financial institutions and their customers. From there came the requirements of the customer identification program.
Spoke to you? No?
That's what we need.
Okay,
That's
hold
how
on.
it's interpreted, and I
Okay,
gave you that, the 31 from the Department of Treasury.
Right, and further
31
on.
CFR.
Right.
Can a bank open an account for a U.S. person that does not have a tax identification number? Clearly says no.
Okay.
We cannot do it.
Further on into 31 CFR, you'll actually find the loophole for that, because no law can be created that will be in conflict to any other law. Okay, and this is in conflict to the Privacy Act of 1974.
Then you need to bring that up with the U.S. Treasury, Matt. I have no option other than what that reads. I need to follow that customer identification program as a financial institution.
Okay, well, that's wrong, and since you are compelling people to disclose a social security number, then you need to be informed that under 42 U.S.C. 408 Section A8 states that whoever compels the disclosure of the social security number of any person in violation of the laws of the United States shall be guilty of a felony, and upon conviction thereof shall be fined under Title 18 and imprisoned to not more than 5 years or both.
Then that's the U.S. Treasury. That's who you need to bring it up with. That's who's compelling us to do this.
Furthermore, Title 42, Section 1983 is titled Civil Action for Deprivation of Rights. It states every person, and there aren't many excluded under every person, who, under color of any statute, ordinance, regulation, custom, or usage of any state or territory or the District of Columbia subjects or causes to be subjected any citizens of the United States or other person within the jurisdiction thereof to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, and is using a bank of privilege, I believe it is, or immunity secured by the Constitution and laws shall be liable to the party injured in an action at lawsuit, inequity, or other proper proceeding for redress. The purposes of this section, any act of Congress applicable exclusively to the District of Columbia shall be considered a statute of the District of Columbia.
And again, Matt, if you feel you have that, then you need to do what you need to do. But as an institution, I cannot open that account. A line credit union has its own regulations that they need to follow. I cannot open that account without the taxpayer identification.
Okay, well, 31 CFR 103.121B to II is interpreted on the Department of the Treasury's website is wrong. And it's wrong because it's operating under the color of law and because it does not take the act as a whole. Whatever you have given me here, this packet that has 31 CFR, you've only taken part of it and you're not taking it as a whole. And I need to make you aware that there's a remedy for that, for people who do not wish to disclose one or even have one. So I'll refer you to another maximum of law. Every part of an act is presumed to be of some effect and is not treated as meaningless unless absolutely necessary. That's Raven Coal Corp versus Absher, and that's in Virginia from 1929. This means that you, or the bank, or the Department of the Treasury cannot pick which parts of the law you want to use from 31 CFR or any other act or statute and ignore whatever other parts you want. With that in mind, further into 31 CFR is Section 103.28, which requires identification as follows. Before concluding any transaction with respect to which a report is required under Section 103.22, a financial institution shall verify and record the name and address of the individual presenting a transaction, as well as record the identity, account number, and the Social Security or taxpayer identification number, if any, of any person or entity on whose behalf such transaction is to be effected. I am emphasizing the words "if any" to point out that there may not be a Social Security number. And I should also point out that 31 CFR section 103.121 A3I defines customer as a person that has an existing account with the bank, provided that the bank has a reasonable belief that it knows the true identity of the customer. This means that the CIP does not include me.
The CIP includes anybody who opens an account with us.
Not under the
Period.
definition of the customer as found in 31 CFR 103.121A3I.
Again, Matt, that's our customer identification program, which was developed and has been looked at and examined over and over by the federal regulators and state regulators. That's what we're required to do. If you feel you have something that you need to do to pursue that, that's entirely your option. We are not opening an account without a Social Security number.
You're not required to have one by law.
We are not opening the account without the Social Security number.
You're not required to have one by law. You are required to
And that's
ask
your
for it.
interpretation, Matt. That's your interpretation.
I'm not going by my
I've got what I'm
interpretation.
required to do.
I'm going by what I received from a judge.
That's fine. Then pursue what you need to, Matt. But I'm telling you what, from our standpoint, what our regulators are requiring, and their interpretation of exactly what you're looking at, says we have to have it and we cannot open it. So from there, you need to pursue what you need to pursue, but I cannot and will not open that account without that Social Security number.
Well, then you're in clear violation of the law, and I would like a copy of your Charter of Incorporation, please.
Our Charter of Incorporation.
Right.
I need you to put any requests you have in writing and send them directly to the CEO and EVP.
What address would that be?
P.O. Box 7008, Lowell, Mass.
P.O. Box 7008, Lowell, Mass.
01852.
01852. And who does this need to be addressed to?
That would be addressed to, just address it to a line credit union, and then you can put attention EVP or CEO, whichever. And be specific on what you need and why you need it. And
Well, I need it because I'm intending to sue you.
put everything you need to and what the reason is behind it so that that gets right to the CEO.
Okay. Thank you very much for the conversation. I wish this could have gone a little bit better. I really don't want to have to file a lawsuit.
Well, so do I, Matt, but everything that I've checked, and I've checked with everybody in the sun, and they're saying we have to have it, so.
Actually, you don't. So I wish we could just get, I wish I don't need to file a lawsuit for specific performance.
Is there anything else that you need from me at this point?
No, probably not. Since you have no inclination to comply with the law as I've read it to you.
It's not my call to do that, Matt. You need to do what you need to in writing.
Well,
My hands are bound by what we've been told, so.
well, we're going to end up in court then. That's all. That's all that I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.